All right, let's jump right in. We're about to unpack a really old story, but it has a lesson that is just razor-sharp for modern life. It's a tale all about the danger of stepping outside your area of expertise. A story of a butcher and a doctor.
Come on, we've all been there, right? You know, that moment you decide to step out of your lane, totally convinced you've got it handled, only to watch it just blow up in your face. It's a feeling we all know, and it's the exact problem this ancient story is going to help us figure out.
So, the core idea we're digging into is this really powerful metaphor, a wolf in doctor's clothing. It's about a predator, a specialist in one thing, who gets totally suckered into playing a role he was never, ever meant for. And where does this piece of wisdom come from? None other than Aesop, the legendary Greek storyteller. You know, there's a reason his fables have stuck around for thousands of years. They tap into these deep truths about strategy, human nature, and frankly, survival.
The characters in our story are pretty straightforward. You've got an ass, who, let's be honest, looks like the perfect victim. Then you have the wolf, the obvious predator. But here's the thing, don't be fooled by how it looks on the surface. There's a very clever plan about to unfold that's going to turn this whole thing completely on its head.
Okay, so let's get right to the story itself. This is the fable of the wolf and the ass, and it's an ancient warning about the importance of knowing your place. So, picture this. An ass is just chilling in a pasture, minding his own business, when he spots a wolf lurking nearby. Now, instead of freaking out, the ass immediately kicks a plan into gear. He fakes an injury and starts limping around, making himself look like even easier prey. As the wolf gets closer, the ass just doubles down on the act. He moans that he's stepped on a really nasty thorn and is in just terrible pain. And then he does something totally unexpected. He asks the wolf, the very creature about to eat him, for help.
And this is where the pure genius of the plan comes in. The ass doesn't beg for his life. No, instead he appeals directly to the wolf's own greedy self-interest. He's basically saying, hey, you should help me so that you can eat me more safely. It's brilliant. And the wolf, totally blinded by the idea of a perfect, hassle-free meal, falls for it hook, line, and sinker. He completely abandons his real trade, being a butcher, to take up a brand new one, being a doctor. So the ass lifts his foot, and the wolf leans in super close, completely focused on this imaginary thorn. And bam! Just like that, the trap is sprung. With the wolf totally exposed and vulnerable, the ass lets fly a massive kick that sends the predator tumbling head over heels. As the ass gallops off to safety, the wolf stumbles to his feet and mutters this absolutely unforgettable line. It's this moment of crushing self-awareness. He gets it. His downfall came the exact second he pretended to be something he wasn't.
Okay, so the story is incredible, right? But the strategy behind it is even better. Let's actually break down how the ass pulled off this amazing win. So it really all boils down to this stark contrast. On one side, you've got the ass. He uses his presence of mind. He literally turns his weakness into a weapon and shifts the entire conflict from a physical fight to, of all things, a medical procedure. And on the other side, the wolf. He's running on pure instinct, arrogance, and greed. He was just so certain of his power that he never ever saw the trap he was walking into.
This brings us to a really fascinating question, one that's worth thinking about. Is it actually possible to beat a stronger opponent, not by matching their force, but by tricking them into playing a different game, a game where their strength is totally useless? And that question, well, it kind of forces us to look in the mirror, doesn't it? Let's make this real. Are there places in your own life where maybe you're playing the wolf, stepping outside your expertise with a little too much confidence?
Just look at how this stuff shows up today. In your personal life, it's that DIY project you have absolutely no business touching, which of course ends up costing way more to fix. In relationships, it's falling for a sob story from someone who's just playing on your good nature. And at work, oh, it's the classic micromanager who tries to control a department they know nothing about and just causes a total disaster. In every single case, that kick is the painful real-world consequence of pretending you're the expert. So, this all boils down to one incredibly powerful and essential lesson. You've got to know your trade.
And believe it or not, there's a scientific concept for this. It's called functional specialization. It's basically the idea that systems, whether they're in nature or in business, are designed for specific roles. And when a part of that system tries to do a job it wasn't designed for, it invites failure.
The universe, a lot like that ass, has a way of punishing the pretender.
What this really means is that your ultimate defense is self-awareness. Yeah, knowing your strengths is important for sure, but knowing your limitations, knowing who you are not, that's what keeps you safe from getting that unexpected, painful kick from reality.
All right, so let's just quickly recap the big takeaways here. First, sometimes the best defense is making your enemy play a game they're guaranteed to lose. Second, stop trying to be a jack of all trades and just master what you're actually good at. Third, be really careful of advice that sounds a little too good to be true. And finally, remember that sometimes showing a little weakness is the cleverest way to escape and win.
Ultimately, it just comes down to this simple but incredibly powerful mantra. Find your lane of power, your true trade, and stay in it. That's where you're untouchable.
And I'll leave you with this last thing to think about. Take a good, honest look at your life right now. Where are you leaning in, trying to play the delicate role of the doctor, when your true nature, your real skill set, is that of the butcher? Answering that question for yourself might just save you from a very, very painful kick.